Title: 3 Decades of Time Served, a twist in the tale of a man's conviction for a baby's killing. TLDR. In a surprising twist of events, a man, imprisoned for 28 years, has been granted a new trial over a murder he was convicted for in 1994. The case, notorious for the tragic death of a 7-month-old baby and the paralysis of her grandma, is back in the spotlight due to withheld evidence and potential misidentification of the convict. Yet, the judge points out that innocence has not been proven. Have you ever looked back at a decision you made 28 years ago and thought, well, that was a colossal mistake? Adam Carmen might be thinking exactly that right now, but it's not his decision in question, it's the justice system's. Locked up for a shocking 28 years, Adam Carmen is now 50, an age many of us dream of spending in comfort, not confined behind bars. Convicted for a 1994 shooting that resulted in the death of Danielle Taft, a mere 7-month-old, and paralysis of her grandmother, Charlene Troutman, Carmen was looking at the grim prospect of dying in prison, sentenced to a steep 85 years. But could there be more to this case than meets the eye? A plot twist worthy of a primetime crime thriller, Judge John Allender has recently ordered a new trial for Carmen. It appears there's been some shifty business with the prosecution allegedly withholding evidence, not to mention the city police's failure to pursue other suspects. One of these suspects even confessed to the crime, before later recanting. Wait, what? Sounds like a wild episode of Law and Order, right? Only, it's not. It's a man's life. Judge Allender wrote, "How could anyone have confidence in a verdict of guilty in a case such as this?" True that, Judge Allender. If the evidence was withheld and potential suspects were overlooked, should we not question the verdict? As for Adam, his legal team is working tirelessly to get him released as the case is set to return to trial. They believe justice was not served 27 years ago. But what about the prosecution's side? They're taking a good hard look at the judge's decision to figure out the next steps. Evidence that was withheld, according to the judge, suggested the involvement of 2 other men in the shooting. These purported drug dealers even confessed to their involvement, but this confession was retracted later, encouraged by police investigators who seemed to be hell-bent on pinning the crime on Carmen. A later analysis disproved the initial conclusion that Carmen's handgun was the murder weapon. What a roller coaster, huh? Further doubt was cast on the case due to identification issues. A key witness initially identified another man as the shooter in photo lineups. Yet, this same witness later pointed the finger at Carmen at a court hearing. Sounds fishy, right? In an emotional Facebook post, Shirley Troutman, Danielle's mother, expressed her heartbreak at the thought of reliving the trauma of another trial. But don't. We owe it to her and her family to get to the bottom of this and find out who really was responsible for that tragic day. Where does the truth lie? What do you think, readers? Could Adam Carmen be an innocent man, robbed of his freedom for 28 years, or is there